The average life expectancy in the United States currently falls between 73 and 79 years. Subtract the hours spent resting, and you will find that we spend approximately 25 of those years completely unconscious. From a biological standpoint, this poses a significant risk. For a full third of its existence, the human body is rendered immobile, detached from sensory awareness, and highly defenseless. When we look across the animal kingdom, we find that this heavy biological toll is not universally applied. The rules of sleep vary wildly from species to species. Some animals operate under entirely different constraints. Giraffes, for example, sleep very little and show no apparent negative consequences from staying awake. Conversely, other species have developed an extreme dependency. Deprive a rat of sleep for just 2 weeks, and the physiological stress will kill it. This creates a glaring evolutionary paradox. If sleep leaves an organism so vulnerable and consumes such a massive portion of its lifespan, there must be a biological imperative that justifies this extreme cost. We tend to think of sleep as a passive state, a simple turning off of physical activity and sensory awareness. But biological data shows that sleep is a highly active process, governed by a precise, ongoing interplay between the body's circadian rhythms and its homeostatic mechanisms. The clearest observable evidence of this homeostatic regulation is a phenomenon known as sleep rebound. This graph maps the mechanics of sleep rebound. If you look at this downward curve representing accumulated sleep debt, you can see the biological response upon the next opportunity for rest. A sleep-deprived individual will fall asleep significantly faster, creating a steep, accelerated recovery spike. This rapid transition creates distinct, measurable patterns of brain activity, which researchers visualize and categorize using an electroencephalogram, or EEG. Sleep is an active, fiercely defended biological drive. Understanding its function requires examining the specialized neurological hardware that orchestrates it. The brain does not control sleep with a single switch. Instead, it relies on a synchronized network of localized centers. Deep within the brain lies the hypothalamus, which houses a small region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. The SCN functions as the body's definitive biological clock, keeping our internal timing aligned with the outside world. However, the hypothalamus cannot induce rest on its own. It must communicate with other structures to generate the deep stages of sleep. Working directly in conjunction with the thalamus, the hypothalamus regulates the slow wave phases of sleep, suppressing external sensory signals. A third area within this network manages our most active phase of unconsciousness. This is the pons, and it serves as the primary regulatory center for rapid eye movement, or REM sleep. For a healthy night of rest, these distinct regions must synchronize perfectly, passing the brain through a complete cycle of phases. This dedicated neurological machinery suggests that sleep is an engineered necessity, acting as the trigger for the body's broader repair systems. The brain's electrical signals trigger a parallel chemical response, shifting the body's focus to the endocrine system. The process begins at the pineal gland, which initiates a broad chemical cascade.
During sleep, the pineal gland releases melatonin, a hormone critical for regulating biological rhythms and supporting the immune system. Once sleep is achieved, the pituitary gland takes over to release the hormones that manage growth and reproduction. Specifically, the pituitary gland releases follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. These chemical markers are dedicated to regulating the human reproductive system. Simultaneously, the pituitary secretes growth hormone, which drives physical maturation and vital metabolic processing throughout the body. Bypassing sleep starves the body of the chemical maintenance required for reproduction, immunity, and growth. This brings us back to the evolutionary paradox. Why did natural selection favor a neurological and endocrine system that demands we lie defenseless in the dark? The first major framework proposed by evolutionary psychology is the adaptive function hypothesis, which centers on energy conservation. The logic here is intuitive. Resources were often scarce, so human sleep evolved to reduce energy expenditure, much like a hibernating bear. But the empirical data challenges this idea. Research shows a negative correlation between energetic demands and total sleep time across many species. If the goal is purely to save energy, simple quiet wakefulness accomplishes that without the severe risk of unconsciousness. This leads to the second major evolutionary theory,
predatory risk mitigation. Under this model, our ancestors slept for extended periods in dark, secluded areas, specifically to avoid drawing the attention of predators at night. Comparative research exposes a flaw here too. Species facing higher predatory risks often sleep fewer hours, not more. Because no single model cleanly explains the data, the universal driver for human sleep must be found in the rigid demands of our cognition. The most robust, empirically supported explanation for why humans sleep is the cognitive function hypothesis. You can observe this by looking at the acute, immediate effects of sleep deprivation on the human brain's processing power. Without adequate sleep, the brain suffers a specific cascade of cognitive failures, including severe disruptions in maintaining attention and degraded decision-making capabilities. Beyond momentary lapses in focus, deprivation impairs the brain's ability to recall long-term memories. These impairments worsen in direct proportion to the amount of sleep lost. The biological data confirms that sleep provides the foundational architecture for a functional conscious mind. To understand why the brain breaks down without rest, we have to look at the active mechanisms that occur while we are unconscious. After learning a new task, entering slow-wave sleep physically alters the brain. This process of memory consolidation directly improves performance on the exact tasks learned the previous day. Securing the optimal amount of sleep increases the brain's capacity for creative synthesis, language learning, and making complex inferential judgments. This biological reality is particularly relevant in academic environments, where staying up all night to study is a common practice. By attempting to override the homeostatic sleep drive to cram for an exam, you are denying your brain the exact slow-wave neurobiological processing required to encode the information you are trying to learn.